How did Tesla come to fruition? All of these stories are quite long stories, so I'm trying to condense them to relatively short answers. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I've had a long-standing interest in electric cars because I think that's the way to achieve sustainable transport. That's the original reason I came out to California, was to try to develop energy storage mechanisms for electric vehicles. I guess it was in 2003, I got a call from J.B. Straubel and another guy who wanted to meet and talk about space stuff. And then during that conversation, they also happened to mention electric cars because they're pretty interested in electric vehicles. And they mentioned a company called AC Propulsion in Southern California that had developed a kind of a prototype electric sports car with really good statistics, like 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, 250-mile range. Now, it was just a primitive kit car, so basically taken a kit gasoline sports car, added lithium-ion batteries to it, and achieved that performance. So I got a demo in the car, and I was like, whoa, this is great. And so I tried to convince AC Propulsion to commercialize the sports car, but they were not interested in doing so. Eventually, after not being able to convince them for several months, I said, okay, look, if you guys don't do it, then I'm gonna, then I'd like to try to commercialize electric sports cars, because I think that we really need to show that you can make a compelling electric car. And then they said, well, if you're going to do that, then let's connect you up with a few other people. So I connected up with J.B. Straubel, and then a couple other guys, Martin Eberhard, Mark Toppening, and Ian Wright, and we created Tesla Motors to essentially commercialize the T0, which was the AC Propulsion car. And and obviously started that company with a lot of naivete about what it takes to create a car company. And pretty much everything went wrong. Ultimately, I think it took 5 times the amount of capital that we thought it would to bring the Tesla Roadster to market and get it up to and iron out the issues. It's a pretty capital-intensive business, and I mean that's why if you look at the car companies that exist in the country today, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler all got started 100 years ago, roughly. So clearly, it is not an industry conducive to startups. But at this point, Tesla is actually doing pretty well.